My name is Tarmack, and this is your Game Industry News Wrap-Up, a day late for the week of October 29th, 2016. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, it turns out, has microtransactions that affect game balance in multiplayer. Players craft upgrade variants of their weapons via in-game resources received from the end of matches, which involve a lot of matches to get the highest tier stuff. Or you can buy supply drops and get fancy upgrades like reduced recoil, which totally is not an advantage at all. Do you hear something? That's the sound of a bunch of online master debaters inhaling sharply to remind everyone that it's still available in-game without paying and is therefore not pay to win. Electronic Arts blocked a few countries from the Origin platform in the name of compliance with US trade sanctions, sanctions which appear to have been lifted anywhere from a month to several months before the blocks were put in place. EA is apparently working to restore access for players in Myanmar, one of the countries affected. It strikes me as quite remarkable that an entire country can be banned by mistake. Nintendo has announced a media event on January 12th next year where gamers everywhere will learn all about the Nintendo Switch. As yet, not much information about the Switch has come out other than Nintendo confirming that it is not a replacement for the 3DS and that they won't be selling it at a loss. My guess is $399 US. And this very long in advance announcement for a media event wouldn't have anything to do with Nintendo stock taking a nosedive and wanting to try to resolve shareholder concerns that Nintendo does actually have something good coming, right? Sony has shown off a new partnership with Razer. They'll be releasing two officially licensed controllers for the PlayStation 4. The Raiju Gaming Controller and the Nacon Revolution Pro Controller will be available this holiday season, and each has a unique set of additional features over the DualShock 4. With the Revolution controller having a proper D-pad and weights for those who think weights in a controller matter. Unfortunately, nobody will be able to tell that these controllers are made by Razer because neither of them has obnoxious lighting. Unfortunately for the fans of the Street Fighter franchise, SF5 sales have not been good over the last 6 months. The game was listed at 1.4 million units shipped, note that units shipped and units sold are not the same thing, in the March Capcom financials this year. And it's still listed as 1.4 million units shipped as of September 30th. So existing inventory on store shelves was sufficient to match demand for the game, which isn't great. Where it comes to major game franchises, you need to cater to the casual audience if you want the sales numbers to back it up. And with a game that wouldn't have been made if not for Sony bankrolling part of it, to come up about 500,000 units short of expectations is not a good thing for the future of the series. I hope that focusing on EVO to the detriment of single player was worth it in some other way. Rockstar doesn't like competition, and when it's competition for those coveted GTA Online dollars, they get right steamed. The developer has begun resetting game money balances for people who have cheated in GTA Online, whether through mods, cheats, or other actions. Players will also now get a permanent ban after just 2 infractions rather than the old system of 3 strikes. The irony of the situation is palpable. Rockstar is punishing people who are breaking the rules in a game specifically, unapologetically, and in fact the entire reason for its success is about breaking the rules. Microsoft has announced that Windows 10 will continue in the direction of VR support through its holographic computing platform. And to cinch the announcement, they revealed that they've partnered with HP, Asus, Lenovo, Dell, and Acer to produce a bunch of different VR headsets that will start at or around the $299 US price tag. These VR headsets will have tracking solutions that are entirely within the headset itself, rather than relying on external sensors like the Vive and the Rift currently do. I've often accused Microsoft of being out of touch with reality. I guess this time that's kind of the point. Bethesda announced publicly that they're no longer providing review code to game reviewers more than a day in advance of launch. This change is rather remarkable because of how public it was, with Bethesda stating that they want everyone to be able to play their games at the same time, with a little nod to how well the Doom launch went. Personally, I'm not impressed. We'll have fewer reviews ready to help people decide whether they want to buy their games, which just spawns more pre-order and day one hype purchases. And, conveniently, you can pre-order Dishonored 2 and get it a day early. How anyone defends this anti-consumer move is beyond me. They're all lined up to do whatever they can to control the marketing message for Bethesda. Never knew so many people like being controlled by marketing, especially given how many people have said to me that marketing doesn't affect them over the years. Little tip, it does affect you, whether you want to admit it or not. Skyrim Special Edition, that being the HD remaster of the game, has launched with a somewhat tepid reaction from many players. The game features include moving to a 64-bit design for RAM usage, better water effects, and such, but most notably, numerous historical bugs still exist and some significant audio downgrades have happened as well. On the plus side, it's great that game reviewers weren't sent out code and that game customers had to be the ones to find these issues out themselves. Well, that's not all true, I suppose. Some very enthusiastic Skyrim dedicated streamers and YouTubers got the early game copies for some unbiased coverage as well. This has been your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the week of October 29th, 2016. Follow me at Gnomecast on Twitter and hit the link in the description to come chat on Discord. My name is Tarmack. Thanks for watching.